People already come to you with questions. A client asks how to improve their search ranking or what to eat before a long run, and you give them the exact answer, one conversation at a time. A digital workbook is simply organizing those answers once and handing them to everyone who asks. We are going to walk through the complete process of turning the help you already give into a polished PDF document. Then we will build a live storefront for it in about 90 seconds and connect a bank account so you can get paid. You do not need to know how to code, and you do not need graphic design skills. You only need the practical advice you already share with your clients. By packaging your existing knowledge into a guided format, you stop answering the same questions manually. You build the solution once and deliver it to as many people as need it. Step 1 is gathering your raw material. You do not need to start with a blank page. Pull together the checklists you email, the talking points you repeat, and the screenshots you always share. Before you build, you must define the product by answering 3 plain questions. Who is this for? What will they be able to do when they finish? And how long should it take them? The answers need to be specific. A brief like a 2-week plan that gets local photographers showing up in local searches gives you a clear target. A broad idea like a marketing guide does not. To draft the workbook, we use Claude Cowork. You simply describe what you want in ordinary language. You type out your specific brief, ask for an encouraging tone, and instruct Cowork to include 1 lesson and 1 exercise per day. Cowork then produces a complete first draft. The foundation of your product relies entirely on clear, direct instructions, leaving you free from technical formatting. That first AI draft is a starting point, not the finished product. Accepting it as is a mistake. The real work happens in a process called curation. You read the draft and give specific revision commands. You might type, "Make this section less jargon-heavy," or "Add my story about the local bakery whose traffic tripled." You continue this loop of reading and reacting. You inject your own client stories, insist on the warnings you usually give, and adjust the pacing until a longtime client could read it and say it sounds exactly like you. When the structure and voice meet your standards, ask Cowork to assemble the text into a clean PDF ready for sale. Then, do a final read-through entirely from the perspective of your buyer. Check that the cover states exactly what the document is. Ensure the daily checklists are easy to follow without technical background. Finally, confirm the workbook ends with a clear next steps page that points readers directly back to your other coaching services. The AI provided the initial assembly, but the actual market value of this workbook comes from your lived experience, your specific stories, and your curated voice. Now we turn that file into a product. Go to stores.devopser.io and type a plain text description of the workbook you just made. You do not need to design a layout or configure databases. The platform uses your description to build the site in 90 seconds. The output is a fully functional storefront. It includes a complete product page and a secure checkout system, ready immediately. To save your new store, you enter your email and confirm a 6-digit code. There is no password to invent or remember. By removing the need to build web pages or write code, a multi-week e-commerce project becomes a 90-second task. The final technical step is getting paid. You follow a standard guided setup to connect a bank account via Stripe, which handles secure checkouts and routes money directly to you with instant payouts. This stacked chart shows where money goes. There are 2 costs. First, the Stripe fee, 2.7% plus 30 cents per transaction. Second, the platform fee. It starts at 10% and scales down to 0 as your sales grow. Because the fees are tied directly to your sales, you take on 0 financial risk and 0 upfront costs to launch. Your store is now live. Because the product is a digital file, you carry no inventory, handle no shipping, and do absolutely 0 manual fulfillment. The buyer downloads the file the moment they pay. The next time someone asks you a question you have answered 100 times before, you no longer have to type out a long reply. You simply send them the link to your storefront. You can apply this same process to build a small ladder of products. You might price a short 3-day mini workbook for free to rapidly build your email list and audience. Then, you leverage the final pages of that free guide to invite readers into your paid, multi-week programs or one-on-one sessions. By packaging the demand that already exists into a digital product, you serve the people who are already asking for your help, scale your income, and protect your time for deeper work.